guys, hope everyone is good. So I'm just going to quickly go through the first goal and show you some different aspects of the game that for me showed a lack of responsibility from the team, which I really didn't like. You've got to stand up and be counted in these games. You have to take responsibility for actions, and no one did. It was constantly blaming this guy, blaming that guy. No one said it's my fault, or if they did, they didn't show it until they got into the changing rooms. It was always just constant arms in the air, not taking responsibility, and it's shown so much in this first goal. So obviously we know Elias Chair here scores the first goal, and it comes from this free kick, which they win. Now, before he's kicked the ball, Elias Chair is here, centrally. So you can see he's central. You know that's where he is. Archie Gray is looking at him. He's seen him. Will Gnonto's seen him. We know he's there. There's an entire back line behind him. So that's the threat right there. It's identified. You can see it. You have 3 or 4 seconds to deal with it. We don't deal with it. And look at this line. And just remember this line for 1 second. The centre-back gives the ball here from the free kick to the centre-back here, to the other one. And Gnonto presses. Now, this start of the goal, the problem, starts here. Not here. Here. Because we have to identify in this position and know, should Gnonto press? Because if he's pressing, and if that is something that we know should happen and the players know and that's a trigger, when Gnonto presses a centre-back, we do something. If he's pressing here, and Georgina Rutter is pressing up on callback and being tight to not allow anything through him, we have to react to that. So that's situation 1. Situation 2 is Gnonto shouldn't press. This is a situation where he shouldn't press. Why? Because Elias Chair is central. And there's a ball to him in this massive space. So if Gnonto sits deep, there's no ball through to him. He's going to make him go wide. And then we're all right. We can stay centrally, and then they've got to work out wide, which is more comfortable than coming through your entire midfield beyond onto the back line. We don't want that. That is terrible. What happens? Gnonto presses even more. But what he does, and this is interesting, he cuts the line off. So the angle of his run means he's forcing him inside. Again, if that's happening, there has to be a reaction in this space when Elias Chair is in there, and there isn't. This makes me think, if Rutter is here, should Gnonto be forcing him this way? That's where our bodies are, so that, I guess, in a way makes sense. Or should he be forcing him out wide to the fullback? When then we can react and everyone can come over. Because what happens is this. Gnonto presses, there you go. Look at the central space here. Look at it. Look at all that space. Boom. Now you've got an issue. I remember I showed you at the start. Elias Chair, remember I showed you, was in this space. And look at the arms. Someone should have been there. Someone's fault. Whose man is that? Why have we done that? What is the problem? Should Gnonto press? Because if Gnonto isn't pressed, he's slightly deeper and there's not all this space. Or should Sam Byram, knowing the fullback is quite high or quite deep, should Sam Byram, until the fullback gets that ball, be on Elias Chair? And then when the fullback gets the ball, in this position here, if it came out to the fullback who's just off picture, then Sam Byram can drop out, and then Gruev's had 2 or 3 more seconds to shuffle across to Elias Chair in this central area. There's no understanding, and no one knows. So what's happened is Gnonto's pressed, and no one's picked up Elias Chair. They've just seen him in the middle and left him. And they can put their arms up all they like. The threat was there 4 or 5 seconds before that. Whether he should have pressed or not, there has to be a reaction and a recognition that someone should be here. And there isn't. Sam Byram, you can see, is looking at the fullback and understanding, can I engage? No one does, because the fullback is now beginning to pile up the pitch. For me, even if Gnonto shouldn't have pressed, our midfield is too deep. The second Gnonto begins to press, our midfield is too deep, way too deep. Gruev is too deep and far to the left for me. The second that ball from the free kick came centrally to the centre-back, we should have shuffled quicker, and we didn't. So now Elias Chair, no one's took responsibility, no one's picked him up. He has all this space to turn and do what he wants. And in this position now the fullback comes up. This is where Gruev should be here, should be across, cutting anything central. Sam Byram can go out there. You've got a 2v1 versus Elias Chair in here. Fine, comfortable, fairly comfortable. But we don't do anything again. You look at this position now, and the issue is, one, Gruev should not be beat. He shouldn't be beat. Right? But he did. Elias Chair's a good player. He will beat you. That's fine. Right? Acceptance, whatever. He should have done better. He didn't. But this is the reaction, and it's the space. Look at the central space. If Elias Chair is cutting in, which he is, because that's what he does, that's the type of player he is, he's going in here. And he's going to shoot. No one identifies this. Rodon now, at this point, when Elias Chair is literally setting up to cut inside, needs to recognise beyond Gruev is no one. He doesn't need to mark anyone. Pal's out there. He's not in an advanced position, really. He's quite wide and deep. The box is fine. We have 3. 3 versus 2. There's a guy just off picture. Your role is to stop anything centrally, cut off the edge of the box. Defend the edge of the box. Key. In any inverted winger, in any position. Lock this area. There's no one in this area. And I'll advance further just before he shoots. There is still no one in this central area. Rodon is really deep. He's on the same line as the goalkeeper. He doesn't need to be on the same line as the goalkeeper. Gruev, if anything, is cutting this angle off, or should be. And then you know, there's only one angle, and it's going to be whipped around in the bottom corner. But the issue, again, for me, in this position now, Rodon should be slightly higher and defending this key area at the edge of the box. But no one is. Look at the spaces between the 4 of them. No one's defending this area. You're so deep, you're basically pointless there. The angle there has been cut off by Gruev. You've got to come across for me. From this position here, the second chair gets to about here. That's when the defender has to react. Look how close he is to that area. It's 2 or 3 steps. But then when he gets to the ball, he's deeper. Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like the way we set up. I think there's a lot of people to blame. And look at this now. Ball goes in. Complaining. And Archie Gray, about half second after the screenshot, is also doing this. No one's taking responsibility. Is it Nonto's fault for pressing? Should he have done it? Maybe. Should he have pressed centrally to force the defender out wide? Maybe. But say if he was meant to press, why haven't we come over? Why is our midfield and defence so deep? Our midfield is so deep. Why has no one took responsibility and tracked Elias Chair? So much. Why has Rodon not defended the edge of the box? By the way, Rodon is a player who's excellent at that. Let me just clarify. Rodon does that every game. And look where he is when he does it. He's not that deep. He's slightly more central. They're the ones who are complaining. He's blaming someone else. He's annoyed. At who? When you're annoyed at yourself, you don't do that. You do this, you know. Rodon's blaming someone else. Archie Gray, just after the screenshot, is doing this as well. Take your arms down. Accept it. Look, at least Ampadu's accepted it's happened. Take responsibility. It's fine. It's my bad. I won't do it again. No one took responsibility from this moment. From this moment right here. Before the ball is kicked, no one took responsibility. Whether it's the press, whether it's reaction to the press, whether it's the defence being extremely deep, whether they needed more time to recover, I don't know. At the end of the day, no one took responsibility, so it doesn't matter. And that's the annoying thing. I look at the second goal, where young Mateo Joseph is bodied. Shoulder to shoulder, bodied off the ball, guy wins the header, goes in. He turns around and goes like that to everyone. Mateo, you got beaten to the ball, mate. Jumped after the ball was over your head. You've got to take responsibility and accept it. My bad. But the goal's gone in, whether you accept it or not, it's happened. You know, you've been bodied. You didn't jump. You jumped after the ball went over your head. Don't blame everyone. Don't turn around and blame everyone else. You know, these are these little things in young footballers that they need to just develop and understand. Take responsibility. No matter how good you are, you can make mistakes, and you will make mistakes, and accept them when you do. He was beaten to the ball. His jump attempt was terrible. And again, let me just clarify, this is game state. This is talking about the game. Nothing else, just the game. Just this specific moment in the game, even. Look at the body language. Gio's giving it this. Like, you should have probably telling him the right thing, to be fair. You got beat. Hands on hips, hands on knees. Yeah, not good. And here I've just got some screenshots of Elias Chair in central areas. There's Sam Byram tracking him. There's Sam Byram tracking him when he goes out wide. And again, central areas across the side of the pitch, Sam Byram has followed and tracked him. This is after the goal as well. So I'm assuming in that original position, it should have, when we press, it should have been Sam Byram. If the press was meant to happen. If not, Lonto shouldn't have pressed. But then that's communication, isn't it? That's why you talk to each other. Don't press. Drop. Lonto, drop. If he's not listening, it's on him. No matter whose fault it is. The point is, there's no responsibility. There's Sam Byram is on Elias Chair. Tracking him. Add another one. Because the time Sam Byram isn't tracking is when the fullback comes up, and there is Gruev, as you can see, in a better position already, with less time to make. He's already central. And Elias Chair is out wide. Yeah. Frustrating, people. But I just want to show you guys that. Just a little thing. Not everyone doing this, putting their arms in the air, complaining, not taking responsibility for whose fault it was, or just accepting it. It's happened. Get the ball out the net and get on with it. Don't do it again. Track your men. Communicate if he wasn't meant to press. If you press wrong, communicate. React. Get out quicker. These basic principles that none of them followed in this section. And I could have shown loads more situations where players had so much space and no one took responsibility for the amount of space they had. Got to fix it quick. It's quite simple. We have to fix it quick. The players have to take responsibility. If you don't take responsibility, you won't improve as a footballer. It's quite simple. And I was thinking to that. I didn't take responsibility at times, and that's why I didn't improve as much as I wanted. Like I said, most things I say is through my personal failures. So, it's what it is. Let me know what you guys think. We've got to move it quick, people. We've got to be good. We've got to fix this. We've got to start taking our heads out of our backsides and taking responsibility for actions in games. There's too much of this going on. Looking, turning around, going, well, what, who? You, it was your fault. Right, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate all support. Legends.